KCBS News Time, 12:20. If you're on the road right now, you're probably seeing more cars than you were used to seeing before the pandemic began. An analysis of traffic patterns in 5 major cities, including San Francisco, has found that while the morning commute has dropped significantly, the amount of cars on the road midday is actually up. For a closer look, we turn to the KCBS Ring Central Newsline to talk with Martin Morzynski, Vice President of Marketing for StreetLight Data, the firm putting out this report. Thanks a lot for talking to us. So midday traffic is higher than before the pandemic. Did I see that right?
Yeah, that's right. And if you actually look at the traffic throughout the day, the mornings are lighter than they used to be, and I think you see that every day on the Bay Bridge. But in the afternoon, a lot of people who are working from home are now able to hop out, go to Trader Joe's, run an errand. You have a lot of e-commerce driving deliveries to our doors, and that causes a lift in the total traffic that we're seeing basically between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. on any given day across the Bay.
Okay, so these are a lot of people who would normally be at work in the before times, but now they've got some freedom.
We think that's right. And obviously it's also the significant uplift in people shopping from home, which is driving delivery traffic as well.
Sure, that makes sense. So is it mostly street driving then rather than highway?
It's a combination. So the data we look at actually covers all streets across the Bay Area. So it's happening really all over the place. And I think what we're all feeling is, the morning peak just doesn't feel as heavy. And even in the evening, as you're on, Highway 101 or 280 on the peninsula, by 7 p.m. things are clear, right? And that's when things used to be quite heavy with people commuting in and out of Silicon Valley.
Right after the pandemic hit, I took a big chunk of time off and came back, and I'm amazed. The Bay Bridge is a piece of cake. It's beautiful. I love the drive-in. But how are we ever going to go back, or will we go back?
Well, it's incredible. As a firm that measures traffic and its impact on climate, I think we'd like to see things come back to a new normal where fewer of us are, driving to work. And even if you had major employers keep their people at home 1 or 2 days a week, you would see a continuation of some of this deflation in traffic. And we might actually see, slower peaks or lower peaks as we all kind of get back to a normal. And we think even that could have a, 4 to 5% impact on total traffic.
Again, though, normal, I think, is gone, right? I mean, a lot of people aren't going back to work ever. I mean, they'll work from home, but...
That's exactly right. I mean, the reality is there will be some proportion of us that goes back to the office at least part of the time. And I think we're seeing a lot of tech employers keeping people at home for the next several months. And we're seeing others talk about, even when people go back to the office eventually, allowing them to stay home 1 or 2 days a week. We've heard that in the Bay Area. We've heard that in Seattle. So that's certainly encouraging for, any semblance of a new normal.
All right, we've got to go. But I wonder if gas tax is down.
It must be. So we're looking at vehicle miles traveled to date for the state of California, and I believe it's about 15% down since the beginning of the year, which has implications for funding and gas tax and everything else that funds their roadways.
All kinds of stuff. Okay, thanks very much for the time. I appreciate it. That's Martin Morzynski, VP of Marketing for StreetLight Data.